Yes, good to go.
So just to reiterate, what first we'll discuss what problem we'll solve through our automation today, right? So like I said, you receive multiple emails where people want to book with you, and then you're not able to give them the slots they want, and then such a small task, it takes a long time, and then it keeps on repeating. You have to repeat the same thing, and you might even lose the client, right? So, or when you receive multiple emails regarding a consultation query, like I said, you might miss a good opportunity if you don't respond in time. So, manually scheduling calls, consultations might seem harmless at first when you're doing it just once or maybe twice a day. But multiple across a team, across dozens of meetings, client calls, interviews, it becomes a serious productivity drain. Not to mention that it's also easy to make mistakes and miss opportunities. Like probably you double book or you forget to reply altogether. That is exactly the kind of repetitive, rule based, high context task that's perfect for automation, right? What if you had an assistant that will detect an incoming email for you, determine if it is a scheduling request, like booking an appointment or confirming a consultation, and then it checks your availability. It drafts a human like response suggesting the slots for you, and book the meeting once it's confirmed, and also send a confirmation email, all automatically. No forms, no manual follow ups, no need to remember anything. That's exactly what we'll be building together today. Whether you're a solopreneur or a recruiter or you're part of a sales team, so this kind of assistant will save you hours per week and make you look super professional in that process. Now, before we head on to the N8N platform, I just like to point out that I have shared a few links in the chat box. We have our WhatsApp community. If you have joined us for the first time, you can join the WhatsApp community. And we also have the next week's webinar already on Eventbrite. You can register for that. It basically, today's webinar is kind of a mini version of what we'll be discussing next week. It will be a full AI SDR agent that will be able to respond to product inquiries as well. It will look through your database, all your information connected to it, and respond accordingly. So it will perform much more efficiently. So if you like this one, you can definitely register for the next one. And the other links that are there are webinar recording, and you can find them on YouTube, and you can book a consultation with us. And you also have a feedback form that you can fill towards the end. Yes, now that it's done, let's head to our N8N platform. Okay. So we'll also be discussing something very important in this agent, is that how you call another workflow in the current workflow. I'll just come to that if it isn't clear. Like if I'm executing this, I have a smaller agent. I have connected multiple agents to this. So how we call other automations, that we'll be discussing. So first of all, if you have to check for the inquiry, like you have to check your Gmail, the first and foremost node will be a Gmail trigger. You have a trigger that says on message received. So that will be our first node. I hope this page is visible. Yeah. Okay, so I've already connected my account here. If you have not connected, then all you have to do is just go to your uh, Gmail, and you'll find your API key and you connect with that, right? Okay, so just a quick intro for anyone who's joined us for the first time today and is not aware of the platform. So this is the self-hosted platform of N8N that we have hosted on our server. This is where you find your executions, your logs. This is where you give the title for your automation, all the other templates, variables, insights, etc. And this here toggle is what is used when you want to shift your automation to production. Now, as of now, it's inactive, meaning it's in test. You have to click a button and manually execute it. But once I activate this, I don't need to come back to N8N to execute this. The Gmail trigger works on its own based on the inputs that I'm giving it, the instructions am giving it, right? We have triggers, which is like a button for your workflow, your automation. You have schedule triggers, you have webhook, form triggers, and such triggers are called app triggers, wherein for multiple apps, we have multiple triggers. So right now, I'm using the Gmail trigger. Now, in the Gmail trigger, we have something called the poll times. So poll times is nothing but how often you want the Gmail trigger to be triggered, right? So I'll just give every minute, just in case. The message received, event, simplify. Yes. Another filter would be the read status. I want it to read only unread emails, right? You can change however you want. You have a few options here. Read emails only, unread and read emails, or unread emails only. Now I am choosing unread emails only. You can choose whatever you want. Now let's execute this. I have already sent an email uh, to my inbox. Let's just give me a second. Okay, let's execute this again. Yeah, if you will have a look at this, this is the email that I've already sent to this account that says, "Hi, Malavika, I would like to know about your availability to book a consultation with you regarding your products and services. If you want to have a look on the Gmail in my inbox, we can just have a look at that. And since I want to work with this particular email, I can pin this note. Pinning makes sure that in every execution, I don't get a new email or a new execution doesn't start, like a new output, right? So this is fixed. Now let's go to my inbox and share this tab. Yeah, as you can see here, I've sent this email to myself just before the webinar began. So this is what we'll be dealing with. And back. Yeah. So now that we have this, now say you've had multiple conversations with that person, 4 or 5, and you want to get the whole thread, like all the conversations that you've had. So in Gmail, we have something called retrieving the thread. So you have get a thread, get many threads. We'll just say get a thread, right? And for the thread ID, as you can see here, we already have the thread ID. So for a variable, if you're not aware, if you want to assign this value, all you have to do is drag and drop, and that's it. You have the thread ID. So what this ensures is that if there were emails prior to this also, then it will extract everything. Now, if you'll see, this is the only conversation in that thread. So only one email will come out, right? But if there were multiple, then multiple would come out. Okay. Okay. So now we have the thread, we have a Gmail trigger. The next thing, what we'll be doing is we'll be introducing, we have to give a prompt to classify if the incoming email is an appointment or not, right? Like for that, I'll use an basic LLM chain. You can use an AI agent also if you want. Let's name this classify the email. We just name that. Okay, so when we come to this, we have an option here, the source for the prompt, and I will be defining that. Hence, I choose that because I don't have a chat trigger attached to this. If I did have a chat trigger, then I wouldn't have to change anything in this, right? And I have my prompt here, the user message that will be there. We'll give that also, and I need a specific output format also. And you'll see we will also need a fallback model in this case, but we'll execute that and just see that. You'll If there's an error, we'll work on that. Okay, let me get this prompt and then I'll explain to you how you get it. Right. Let's expand this. I hope it's seen. Yes. Okay. So now this is the prompt that I'm using to classify if my incoming email is an appointment request or not. Now, please evaluate the following email to determine if it suggests scheduling a meeting or a call. I have my subject, which in this case is empty, so there's undefined, there's nothing. And then I have a snippet here. So snippet, this piece of syntax, you do not need to remember that. If you don't know how to code, You can ask, this is a very small piece of syntax. You can ask Claude, you can give it your use case, you can tell this is how I want, and then you can just get the syntax. It's pretty simple. You can learn it. You don't need help also. So what this piece does is that I want my AI agent to understand the whole thread, right? Which is why I'm giving this to combine all my snippets. In this case, there's only one. But if I want to combine all my snippets, then I'll be using this piece of syntax, right? And I'm giving it a few instructions also. If you'll see, respond in the following format for is appointment or not, true, false. And I'm also telling it in what cases it should set is appointment as true. The email suggests scheduling a meeting or a call, or if the email is promotional, spammy, or unrelated, then set it as false. So we have that. We have our prompt set. Then we'll attach a model. Uh, let's use OpenAI's GPT-4 mini. Yeah, you can choose whatever you want. And then we have to give an output parser as well. We can either generate from the JSON example here, or we can have our own, right? Now, the all you have to do is you have to change the state and cities here. So my variable is appointment, and the type is Boolean. So when you say true or false, the type is Boolean. Boolean, right? And in place of cities, what we have here is I want the email body to be the output, right? Let me check real quick. Yeah, the type will be the body of the email, and the description, just so it knows, is the snippet that's sent. Or string. We can remove this. If you want, you can have the description also. Okay, so I am giving it an output parser also. Somebody has a doubt? Okay, nothing. Okay, so we have our output parser set. We have our OpenAI chat model. We have classified the email as if it's appointment or not. Following that, we'll have an if node to say, like, to figure out if it is an appointment request or not. Next, let's execute this, see if there's an error, and then figure out how it will. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So if you can see, I've executed this node, and my output is appointment is true, because obviously it is an appointment request, and I have my email body also. Okay. So in my if node, I have to drag and drop this. If is appointment Boolean is true, only then I go ahead. If it is not, then I don't. Okay. So I hope so far it's fine. Okay. After that, what we'll be doing is the main part, the AI agent that will be deciding if I have to send availabilities, book a consultation, and also draft the email accordingly. So let's get to our AI agent. Again, define below. And for that, the prompt, I'll just show you the prompt also. Chat model, we just set the chat model since that's pretty easy to set. 4.1 mini, I think that's fine. 4.1 mini or 4.0 mini, whatever you want. And obviously output format also we need. In the tools is where I'll explain it more clearly how we'll be doing that, right? Okay, first of all, we'll talk about the prompt. I'll just get the prompt and then we'll discuss. So the prompt will have the sender, the subject, and the email thread that we have. So let's see. We have the sender. Let's execute the if node so that we can access all the values before that. Okay. For the sender, we have it in our Gmail trigger. Yeah, you have your from, you have your to. So I'll be getting from that. Okay. Oh, from is not necessary in this case. It does not have to do anything with that. So yeah, that's okay. Subject. There is no subject. It's empty. Okay. And then email body. And we get the email body snippet is the email body that we have here, right? So we have all these three values. Following that, okay, we are done with setting the prompt. We're done with setting the chart model, and we'll set the output parser also, just in case, right? Let's see what's the output parser. So in the output parser, I want the email subject and the email body. So let's see this one, and then that's it. I have the email subject, type a string, description the email subject, email body, type will be string, description will be the body of the email. I've done setting the output parser also. Now, I've attached the OpenAI model, parser, the agent. Now, we'll be setting the system instructions and then we'll be working on one of each of the tools, right? Now, system message. I'll have to explain this before we build the get availabilities part, the tool, right? Okay, so it is a little descriptive. Let's see what it is. Okay, so what I'm telling it is that I'm giving it a role saying it is an intelligent email scheduling assistant with access to two tools. Yeah.
Malika, Richard, is there a question?
Is there a question?
No, I think there is.
By mistake, I guess.
Yeah, continue.
Okay. Okay, so let's get back to understanding how this prompt works. So what I'm telling it is it has access to two tools. One is to check availability and another one is to book a consultation. What the first tool does, it retrieves my calendar availability. We'll work on that. It will be a very small agent only. And then the second agent is schedule a consultation directly on my calendar and send a confirmation. Now, this agent will also be responsible to draft an email. So we have to be a little more elaborate, right? Now, your job is to analyze the incoming email, and if the sender is requesting available times, then call this tool, compose a email, and so and so, so on and so forth. You give these instructions, and if it's confirming a consultation, okay, I have sent the availabilities, and they've told me, okay, I'd like to go with the first option, right? Then I will tell it to choose the book consultation tool, which is nothing but our calendar agent. And yes, in both kinds of emails, I want you to mention GMT 08. So this is because I want to send it in Singapore time, right? And then sign off as Malavika. That you can do whatever you want. This is just to make sure at the end it doesn't say your name, but an actual name, right? And also the current date and time also I'm giving it. Okay, so this is the entire prompt. We'll be sharing this when we share the recording. You can get it from there. So we have that, we have an AI agent, we have this set. Now let's get to our tool. Now in the tool options, you have multiple tools here. First thing we are doing right now is getting the availabilities. So what I'm going to do is call N8 workflow tool. You can do without that also. I am just showing how this part is going to work, because when you have a complex agent, right, and you have multiple other automations that you want to connect, so this is how you can do call N8 workflow tool. Okay, so I'll give a description of this also. Yes. Now call, what I'll be giving is, I'll say this is it. Okay, call this tool to get my calendar availability as a stringified JSON array. Now you'll see in the output as to why I mentioned that it is more easier for the agent to understand, which is why I have done that. Now I have to give the name of the automation also in order for us to call that. So I already have it. So I'm just going to say, okay, I think I don't have it ready. Okay, let's execute that and then come back to this. Okay, I have this, share this tab. Okay, I hope this is visible. The second one, yes. So now we'll build that smaller automation that I was talking about that gets us our calendar availabilities. Now for this, like I talked about, we have multiple triggers. Okay, let's see. You have an option here that says when executed by another workflow. Now that's what we have to use. So you click that and define. I'm just accepting all data. I'm not giving it a condition. I'm accepting all the data. Okay, so now once that is done, what I'll be doing is I have to get the events from my calendar, right? If I want to know when I'm available, then I have to get all the events that are there in my calendar. So let's go to our calendar and get many events. Yeah, we want multiple events over a week. Okay, it has already given us the options. Um, yeah, it has given us the options, and then you select the calendar, and then let's run this. Okay, I have 8 items on 1 week schedule, whatever meetings I have, all that will be there in the output, right? Now, out of these meetings, we have to filter out which ones are confirmed. So let's have a filter. You can use an if. I'll just use a filter. Let's see which is confirmed. Yeah, the status, as you can see here, that is what a variable will be, is equal to confirm. So we just want to make sure. Again, and just pin this and then run this, only the confirmed meetings, right? We have that. So now we have in the past 1 week, all our available dates, right? So once we have that, let's extract a few things. It's kind of a bigger syntax. So I just, let's see. Okay. I'll explain this. What am I extracting in this, right? Okay. So here I'm extracting my start time, my end time, the name of my event also. This is for again, for the agent to easily understand, right? When I'm available and when I'm not, during which times. Like if there is a window of 30 minutes in between or an hour in between where I can schedule my calls, right? Now let's execute this. If you will see, I have all the 8 items that are in a more structured format right now. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So yeah, we have the start, end, name, and the sort. So once we have that, we will sort them by ascending order. You can choose whatever you want. I felt that ascending order would be easier to understand. Again, we have something called the sort node. You have simple, that's enough. And field name, we have sort here. We had a field name called sort. Then ascending, and then we execute this, and then we sort them. And yes, now I need to bring it to aggregate all of them, right? Now they're all as separate items. But if I have to send this forward to the previous automation that we had, the main automation, main agent that we had, then we have to aggregate all of them. So in order to aggregate all of them, again, we have a node to aggregate. If you'll see, aggregate, right? So field names to aggregate now all item data into a single list. That is what I'm looking for. So all fields except sort, yeah, fields to exclude. That will do. And if you'll see, we have aggregated it all, right? We don't have 8 items now. We have 1 item. Again, easier for the agent to understand. Okay. So we have all of them aggregated into one single item. And finally, we'll stringify the response. Stringify is nothing but string, put a string to those responses. We have an edit fields node, the set node, where let's name it response or output or whatever you want. We have something called, okay, let's go back here. Let's name this response. Since this is a response, we have it executed. And then we have, let's set it as expression. We have something called JSON. I think I'm getting the spelling. Yeah. Stringify. Yeah, this is a function. Okay. It, once you see the output, it will be much clearer as to, yeah. Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah, as you can see, we have it all under the string, right? So the response here that you see, it is in a single list. You have like multiple items, all the 8 events together. So what I'm saying is I'm just putting all of those events into one variable and then feed it to a reagent. So now this is done. So if you'll see what we have done here, tidy it up. We have got all the events from our calendar. We have filtered it out. We have extracted the start, the end, the name of the events, sorted them in ascending order, aggregated them into one variable, and finally, we have sent the string response to our agent. Now this is done. Now let's go back to our main agent. Now you will see how it performs. I've saved it. Yes. Let's share this tab. Just make sure it's always saved. Go here. And the name of that, if you remember, it was, what was it? Demofy calendar availability. Okay, that seems to not be there. Okay, we have calendar availability here. Okay, yes. Now let's execute this. If you'll see, it goes to that node that we have here. I'll just rename it so that it's easier to understand. That's it. It ran. Now, if you will have a look at the output, so email subject, consultation availability. Hi, thank you for your interest in booking a consultation with me regarding my products and services. I am available for consultations in so and so time. I have given them 2 slots. So that is what I have asked my agent also, AI agent, that when you send an email to them, make sure you are giving 2 availabilities so that they can choose from, right? Best regards, Malavika. Okay. Once that is done, let's spin it so that we don't have to run again. Then we use the Gmail node. We use send a message. Okay, I would advise you to send a message and wait for response if you want to be involved in that. Or maybe when you're booking the consultation, you can do that. Your wish. I just use this. So for two, go to your, let me see real quick. Message reply. Okay, we'll not be sending a message. Message reply, and then the message ID that we have here. So we want it to be in the same thread, right? I'm sorry, we should not have given a subject because it wouldn't matter. If we are in the same thread, we don't need to give a subject. All we have to do is we have to reply to that email. So you just drag and drop the message ID that we have here, change the email type to text and the content that we have here. You don't need email subject again, just the email body can be there in the output. And we have drag and drop. So now let's send this message, execute it, sent. So you have that. Let's go back to, I'll just share it. Give me a second. Yeah. So now if you can see here, the person had sent me to know about my availability. And what I have done is I have told them that I'm giving them 2 slots. Please let me know when it's available for them, right? I hope that makes sense. So once that is settled, let's go back to our main agent, share this tab instead. Okay, now as you can see here, we have sent the availabilities, right? Now suppose they respond with an email saying, okay, I go with the first option. Let's work that out also. And just a second, create an event. Okay. Yeah. Calendar tool. You use the Google Calendar tool, event, create, select your calendar, and then you have it. This again, okay. One important thing, if you have seen, if you have attended the previous webinars, I have mentioned it before also. N8N has this new, uh, what do you say, like new development? Yes, that you select the start and end dates also. And yeah, I'm giving this so that when my agent gets the input, they understand that this is when they want to book the email, and then start and end they fix, basically they create an event in the calendar based on the time that has been told in the email. So once I'm done with that, if I receive an email, I'll respond to that email. If I receive an email, okay, let's do that as well. I'll just do that. Okay, so I have sent an email. Let's unpin this and let's see what's there. Unpin it, execute. Probably it will take a little time. Let's keep executing, I guess. Let me see if I've received it in my inbox. Yes, I got it now. Okay, so as you can see here, I have told, hi, I would like to go ahead with the first option, right? So I have given that. Again, I'll pin it. I'll execute this. Let's look at the output. Yeah, if you can see, I have separated. Now we have a thread. Like I talked about, now we have a thread. The first one, when they had asked us, was, hi, Malavika, I would like to book about, would like to know about your availability to book a consultation. Whereas the second email says, hi, thank you for etc. And the third email, which was, this is the second email, is our reply. Third email, hi, I would like to go ahead with the first option, right? So I have all these, and then you can make modifications to the prompt however you want. And let's spin this, and then you execute, and obviously it is an appointment. Let's unpin this. Okay, so we have, thank you for confirming the first option for your consultation. And I have scheduled. So if you'll go and check the calendar, it will be booked like that. The time that they have selected, the date that they have selected will be on the calendar. It will see, if you can see, it has called this Google Calendar create event. My AI agent has selected the date and time, and then I have run this, and it has drafted an email for me. Let's pin this, and then I send an email. That's it. Now, if we'll just go back to our inbox and we'll just have a look. Let me just refresh it and have a look. Yes, share this tab. Yes, it's visible. Okay, if you can see, thank you for confirming. Again, the prompt, the way you want your email to be structured, you can change it however you want to do it. Right now, I'm just telling you how it works. So you can add different functionalities to this. I just go back and say, so as you can see, the consultation is booked, right? So that's all. That's simply how this scheduling is assistant works. Now, if we go back to our assistant, if you want, as you can see in the tools, you have one, two. You can have the reschedule assistant. You can have the delete schedule assist, tool. All of these in calendar, if you will have a look, you have different options, right? Delete an event, update an event, and all that. So you can put all that tools and then make it more better, much better. But right now, I think this works quite well. You can use it for prediction also. If you want to modify that, the email content, you can just modify your prompt, make it better so that you can use it in prediction. So yeah, right now it's done. If anybody has any questions before I just talk about the upcoming webinar, please let me know.
So while we get to the questions, just a note. Um, if you guys, I assume this was very helpful for you and you can use this. We'll also be uploading this on Gumroad, so you get the link to that Gumroad file in our YouTube video. So this recording will be uploaded on YouTube, and you'll get the link to the file within that video description itself. But in case you do not want to go through all of this, set it up yourself and all that, you can always reach out to us and we can do it for you. So we can customize it for you, we can build it for you, not just this workflow, but other workflows as well. And if you want to discover opportunities or to understand uh, which processes within your organization can be automated, you can always book a call with us and we'll be able to help you out with an audit, a consultation kind of a thing. So I've shared the link to book a meeting as well in the chat box, and you can always do that. We'd be happy to help you out. And yeah, so any questions we can take up right now if there are any questions.
If there are no questions, I would just like to point out that, like I said during the beginning of the webinar, the next one will be an AI SDR agent. So this workflow that we talked about is a mini version of that. So that will be more advanced. So if this webinar has been interesting for you, then you can register for the next one so that you can understand much more. You can understand about vector databases. You can understand how you can access, you can let AI agent give access to the documents that you want it to take, like, and respond to the uh, potential client. Yeah. So that's it from my side. If you have anything to ask, please do go ahead.
Yeah, not just questions, any feedback, any suggestions, anything that you
Yeah,
may
yeah.
have. Please go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask it. All right, so I'll assume there is nothing to discuss anymore, and then we can wrap up here.
Okay. Okay.